Bless sir, you know who it is. It's your man, not your boy. Bonafide 100, plug to the city, Cultures Network Connections. Man, shout out Indie Genius LV, man, making it happen for us. Man, today we got a special guest, man. An artist, super producer, culture mover. Man, Gista, man, from creating championship anthems to representing hip hop on a global level, you know, beyond business. Man, we got my guy Gista in the building. How you feeling, brother? Welcome home.
Man, pleasure. Thank you for having me, big brother. I really appreciate it. I feel good. I'm good. You know, all things considering, I'm blessed, man.
Look at that. Look at that. And we want to make sure we hear each other on the same level and you ain't got to turn your head or nothing. So look, I'm going to make a minor adjustment just like that. Cool, all right?
Bet.
How's them levels out there? Y'all love us, man? Hey, we live in some countries. Oh, boy.
Word.
You know what I mean? But this is actually something we can edit, man, because your story is one to be told like a book, like a movie, like a docuseries. We can get right into it, man. The project. The Walking Classic.
Yes, sir.
I think if we start there, by starting there, it kind of brings things full circle no matter what, because that's not only the new project, that's who you are.
Absolutely.
Man, go ahead, tell us about that, man, and let them know who you are and what it is.
Yo, man, so I'm Gista G from New Orleans, Louisiana. Been in this business, man, shit. I've been grinding since I was 11 years old, since the early 90s. Strong upbringing in the music industry. Shout out to my uncle Carl Marshall, one of the biggest blues artists down south, man. He's my mentor. He's my father, you know.
Come on, shout out.
He instilled in me early on, you know what I mean? Like, yo, you gonna get serious with this shit or you gonna get from around me. But what he didn't understand is that I love hip hop as a kid.
Come on.
You know? So I come up in the classic era of hip hop, man. I watched the game ever, you know, evolve from the analog era to the computerized era. Like I was one of the first ones that like we had the computers in the studio.
Yeah.
And I had worked on my first album, Misery, back in 97 on this software called Sessions. That was before Pro Tools.
Wow.
Now, everybody know the Pro Tools standards, you know.
Coming on a 30-year anniversary,
Hell
brother.
yeah.
Speak on it.
Yeah, man. 32 to be exact.
Look
you know?
at that. Come on,
Thinking
tell
about it. So yeah, man. I'm just big on real hip hop, authentic hip hop, man.
Nah,
you
you
know
are.
What I mean?
The music, it really speaks for itself, man. I mean, this ain't no cliche. You put hip hop up there, there's a picture of you, brother.
That's it.
Cause soon as I heard your music, soon as I seen you perform, then I seen it on like 100-foot screen. I'm talking about like the 50th anniversary.
Yes, sir.
And look, already, I'm gonna go back here. Look, you created anthems like we talked about, man. Milestones, starting with the Pelicans.
Yeah, well, it was the Hornets at the time.
Oh, excuse me. Absolutely.
It was the Hornets at the time.
Right.
We had the New Orleans Hornets. They came down to New Orleans in 2002.
Come on.
Me and my man Casualty, shout out to Casualty, he was my partner in rhyme at the time. And we came together and we put together the Get the Buzzin' record for the NBA, man, for the Hornets at the time. And we got the attention of the owners at the time. The city picked up on it, you know. The city celebrated it and shit. We rolled with it, man.
With that, like, at what point did you realize it was more than music? It was like a movement.
I think, well, before that, a little bit before that,
Look at
you know,
that.
a
Look
little
at
bit before
that.
that, because you got to understand, we come out of the No Limit Records era
Yeah.
with Master P. Shout out to No Limit Records and Master P and everybody over there on the tank.
Absolutely.
It was like family.
Our
you know
South.
what I'm
Our
saying?
South.
Rest in peace to my little brother Popeye. You know, he was on the tank, man. That was my little brother. Yeah, man, we was a part of that. You know, we worked with those guys. We all family, you know, and they had a movement. You know what I'm saying? They movement
Right. A
was
recipe.
Like, they movement was like how we view Wu-Tang in the East Coast. Like Wu-Tang was a movement. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
A bunch of them.
Different
Public
part.
Enemy was a movement. if you
Man,
wanna go
teamwork
back,
make the
you know?
green work, man.
So, yeah, man, and that's how I realized that I have to make this out of a movement. It has to be a movement, and I have to do it in my way. I never was the one to have a gang of rappers, and I work with a lot of people and stuff. But you saw me, I was pretty much with me and a few. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it wasn't like a whole lot of a gang of people.
I met you solo through Jabari, my boy. Shout out
Shout out to
Cool,
Jabari,
Dwayne.
Dwayne.
At the you guys after party, man, and it was just you and Dizzy Wright's mom.
Yeah,
Actually.
yeah. Katrina Wright. That's my
Look at that.
my PR
Look at that.
cousin / mama.
Look
Shout
at
out to her.
Look at that.
Shout out to Dizzy. You know, that's my little dude, man. Yeah, man. So we started out as a movement, like, you know, just wanted to make sure that we put something in perspective where, you know, we making records that's gonna resonate to move the culture
Come
forward.
on.
You know what I mean? The culture got to move forward when you make these records, because a lot of these records don't have any type of you know, social commentary these days.
Substance.
You know, not at all.
Lack of substance. Man, who'd you bring in on the Walking Classic? Any features we should be excited about, who or surprised by?
Absolutely. So I got a feature from Lazy Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony. Shout out to Lazy Bone. Dizzy Wright, of
Lil
course.
Bros, absolutely.
You know, Dizzy on the record. I got my Belizean artist, the great Raziendo. Shout out to Raziendo, man. We got this record called Ballad of a Real MC. It's pretty hot. I produced the record. We got DJ Dragos. Shout out to Dragos, one of my mentors. He's another one that's been in the business. I stand on the heels of these guys, on the shoulders of these guys.
Look at that.
DJ Dragos, my DJ Blacknificent down there in the South. Shout out to DJ Blacknificent and the one and only Barney Rebel, man. Me and Barney Rebel, click clack, you know. He's actually got the remix to the new single. He produced the remix to the new single, hashtag I win, that we getting ready to shoot a video for when we getting ready to roll things out.
Man, speak more. You brought it up before I could. Man, tell them about that I Win. If they don't know, over 1 million views as well.
Yeah, man. I Win, the first version of it. Shout out to Protostar Records, Red Giant Entertainment, a Red Giant music group. I'm sorry, Rob King, you know, Jennifer, Ari, all of those guys over there. We did a deal. We did like a single deal for the record. You know, I had to get the sample cleared. I sampled this Brazilian funk band, Antonio Carlos.
Come on, man.
Shout out to them over in Brazil. The love in Brazil been crazy. The record was crazy. It was hot, you know.
Right.
When I made these songs, I Win, I didn't really write it down like a lyrical thing. I freestyle all my shit. You know what I mean?
It ain't even. It was natural and organic. Is
It was
what I'm
very
hearing.
organic.
Come on, man. That's how we create real substance, man.
Absolutely.
Man, true hip hop. Man, why is the Walking Classic dropping right now? What makes this the perfect moment for this project? You know, we talked about
Yes,
this.
we
Come
did.
on.
Yes, we did.
And if I could ask, because not you will be, you are, when it comes to hip hop, the ambassador for multiple sclerosis.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So
Yes.
why is the Walking Classic and dropping this right now, what makes this the perfect moment for this project?
Well, that's a good question, Bones. Real good question. So basically, this album is so personal. It's personal, and it's more like on a creative kick for me, because I have so many, even with the multiple sclerosis challenge that I've dealt with in my life, you know, that I've been dealing with. Actually, you know, the Walking Classic so intricate because it shows my creativity. I want to put the hip hop elements back in perspective.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? That if this album don't show that, it's gonna show more of me putting the elements of how this supposed to sound. You know what I'm saying? This is how it's supposed to sound.
The why.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And with that being said, you know, not knocking anybody else sound or anything like that, because I'm a fan of hip hop. I'm a fan of all of the younger generation, the Generation Z, the Generation X, whatever you want to call them, right? You know, we down with everybody. And my thing is, I got my nephews, I got a lot of younger artists that look up to me, and I would just want them to understand that, okay, That's y'all trend, but this is the elements of it. You know what I mean?
And it's full circle moments, I promise, and everything is coming right back around.
Yes.
So substance is being the coolest geek is what it's about this day, man. A gangster nerd around this mug, man, for real, man.
Right.
We ain't promoting no trouble, no negative energy or anything out there. But again, speaking as being an ambassador, you know, and what you trials that you and challenges you've overcame, and how you're an example in hip hop for others with challenges. What made you, or when did you realize your voice was bigger than music?
When, you know, I want to say when I was faced with these challenges and I knew that I had to turn the curve on putting my talent along with my perseverance of my personal struggles as far as my health and everything together.
Talk about it.
That's when I knew that I had to be a little bit more than just this, you know, just the superhero G-ster. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It had to be more about reaching each one, teach one, reach all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even with the elements of the album, with the with the theory of, you know, having the whole impact of real hip hop, authenticity of hip hop. You know, it's all about having a message to spread, because you never know what anybody is going through until you speak on it. You know what I mean? When you speak on it, then you might get a couple hallelujahs out there.
Look at that, for
you know what I
sure.
mean? But at the same time, you know, I feel like my voice is more potent because of these things that I like. Just to be able to tell y'all, the world right now, I kept my condition with multiple sclerosis under tuck for a reason, because it was a battle that I was trying to figure out. So once I figured it out, I was able to speak out on it. Especially like on my social media platforms and stuff like that. I made a post and it went crazy. Everybody was just like,
relatable, bro. We all deal with people with all kind of different challenges and struggles.
Yes.
When you are as strong as you are mentally, spiritually, physically, man, to have gone and go through what you do and have made the impact in the culture like you have, and still committed, and not only committed, like, I wouldn't say breaking records, but just doing some phenomenal shit, bro. Man. Straight up, man.
Sure.
Doing some phenomenal shit,
For sure. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, and then who you are.
Yes.
Who you are.
Yes.
Who would ever know any struggle you ever had, how you carry yourself? You walk in the room like, I got you.
That's what it is.
You hear me?
That's what that's supposed to do.
And you a celebrity, bro. You a star. You a gift, man. You a blessing, bro.
Man,
for real,
that,
man.
man.
And that's just in my limited time being around you, and hearing what you up to and seeing behind the scenes on some business as well.
Yes,
so thank you, man. You my ammunition that, man, there's enough of us doing it the right way.
Absolutely.
For the right reasons. You know,
well, like we spoke about, Bones, we just want to be honorable, man. We just want to be honorable. I don't think people are doing things, you know, the whole thing about being honorable is a challenge to a lot of, especially our culture.
Come on,
you know
man.
what I mean? Because everybody don't want to. They want to see you do good, but they don't want to see you do better than them.
Come on,
you know what I
hearing
mean?
it? Cultures, network, connections, G stuff, man.
Right there, man.
I promise. That's a phone drop. If you ain't got a mic, that's a phone. Just drop your phone.
Yes.
Man, getting back to the production on the project.
Yeah.
What was the overall sound you was aiming for, and how did the production bring that vision to life?
Like I said, man, shout out to my DJ Blacknificent, shout out to Dracos, and shout out to Barney Rebel. I tag team with these guys. These guys are pure veterans. You know, we already know Rebel. He was one of Dr. Dre producers. That he was Dre go-to guy. Rebel did a lot of stuff that people considered classic that they don't
hear
know you touch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that was even when we used to read the credits on the
Right.
back of the records and CDs, y'all.
Right.
Know who did what, when, and where.
Absolutely. See, and that's the whole thing about this album, this project, because I'm trying to go back to that. I want you to read the credits.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
You know, a lot of records today, they only doing like a minute and a half
man.
on a verse. I'm doing 3 verses on these records, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because I'm trying to drill this. I got the title track called A Walking Classic on there, man. And I put 3 16-bar verses on this song. And I went in. I did it purposely because I want people to understand that I am this.
Say that.
When I say I'm this,
come on.
I'm really about this. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I'm about.
Stamped.
You know? And you gotta stamp it before they flip it. I'm gonna stamp it right here. You know what I mean? So I'm doing records like that. I got a lot of different songs. I got a record on there called Perfect Peace, My Perfect Place of Peace, and it's basically it's a song about healing. It came from a healing point of view.
See.
It came from a healing standpoint, you know, about having peace. We all have our disdain days where we deal with, you know, a lot of stress.
Say
you know,
that,
stress
man.
kills.
Tell the truth.
You know,
Tell
a
the
lot
truth.
of stress have killed a lot of us.
Come on.
You know, and it might not physically killed us, but it killed us and it drove us to insanity. It drove us to these different places where, you know, we took ourselves away from here, man. And I've been there. You know?
People don't understand and recognize, man, that mental affects our physical.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
So thank you for that, bros.
Even with that being said, you know, that goes back to my condition with the multiple sclerosis. When I found out that I was diagnosed with it, I didn't get sad about it. I didn't let it put me in a tight spot where, you know, oh man, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Nah, what I did my research. I found a way to fight, and that's what I did. So when I down the line, after I started this journey of fighting it, the results was, I don't know what you're doing, Mr. Self, but whatever you're doing a great job. I don't see anything, you know? So now I'm in remission. You know what I mean?
Look at that.
And it's like when I tell people this story and I show them the results that came from my neurologists and my doctors, they like, whoa. You know, what did you do? So I don't mind sharing it with people. What I did.
We want all that. We got a health segment on our radio show. You know, we tapping into that next, man.
Absolutely.
Vegas Up Now.
Absolutely.
And I was going to ask you with that, why do you think hip hop talks about wealth heavy, you know, but not about health enough?
Well, to be honest with you, hip hop don't talk about that because the powers that be and the people that's pushing the buttons, you know, they want you to talk about X, Y, and Z. And they want you to keep your audience right there in that corner, you know, or in that box. We have to educate ourselves on certain things when it comes down to our direction. You know what I mean?
Speak on it.
We have to stand on the honorable things. Once again, that word honorable comes back up. We have to be honorable about what we're doing with our art because our art is what defines us in our culture. Everybody wants to be a rapper. Hip hop has migrated to every nationality in the world.
Absolutely.
It used to be just a code for us to communicate with each other. You understand?
Right.
I want to bring it back to that.
Yeah.
But I can't.
Oh, man, they done intercepted, manipulated, capitalized, and monetized. They hate this independency and organizational structure we got. You know what I mean?
Right.
Some of us, you know.
Right.
Man, with that, man, I promise that's another phone drop. The Black Gatekeeper.
That's right.
Bonafide 100, plug to the city, Cultures Network Connections.
That's right.
Right here with Gista. We talking about the walking, oh my goodness.
The
walking classic.
Yes, sir.
We're going to take a moment and we're going to be right back at you.
Dope. It's going good so far.
Hey.
I ain't dived in yet.
Hey, I know.